the only show that enables women to share their own secrets and insights to wellness, one story at a time.
Thanks, Paul. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday afternoon. It's a beautiful day outside today, so hopefully you're all enjoying your afternoon today. This is Diane McConaughey from My Jane. Welcome to My Jane, My Story. My Jane is the trusted advisor assisting to address our biggest health concerns like sleep, pain, and stress. We've done the research for you, evaluating and curating each low-dose My Jane box with the finest cannabis and hemp-based products, enabling more informed health and wellness choices. Our mission is to unite and empower women through community, education, and exploration of cannabis solutions. There is so much overwhelming information out there, so we decided we needed to come together and share stories by creating My Jane, My Story. This is a place to talk about real-life experiences so we can be better and do better by helping one another. Every journey is unique, every path is special, and so we are extremely grateful to have our guests here to share with us. This is a non-judgmental space where every question is necessary to learn and shift our perspective on this plant. So today we have a studio full of toys, cannabis, and all kinds of good stuff. We're talking about sex and cannabis today. Did I get your attention? It is close to Valentine's Day, so it's a perfect subject for today. Our guest is a master of enticing others to experience soul-changing growth, personally and professionally, by embracing pleasure and connecting to their core sexual confidence. Tiffany Yelverton is the founder and the chief sexinista of Entice Me and Sexy Survivors. She combines her experience in corporate management and training, and with her entrepreneurial spirit, Tiffany manifests transformation in ways most never dreamt possible. As an expert in sexual health and wellness, she embraces unconventional concepts which enable individuals and couples to bring new, unexpected joys and connections to life. She offers body-safe, non-toxic sexual enhancement products, coaching, workshops, and parties to make it a sexier world. So please welcome Tiffany Yelverton to the show today. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
It's gonna be fun.
I know, and these toys, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see these toys right here. I just can't help but go to the toys first. So, but let's come back. So, okay. Can you tell us about you and how you got into this field?
Yes. Well, I've always thought sex was such an important part of life, but I guess I really didn't realize that until I found out what really great sex was. And I've never been that person that really turns ahead when I walk in a room or the most beautiful person in the room. But when I walk through a room, heads turn. And I've learned that it's because of the confidence that I exude.
Yeah, very cool.
And even though I weigh 100 pounds more than I used to, and I used to think that I would avoid mirrors, avoid changing clothes in front of anyone, and especially definitely avoid, having sex with the lights on.
Yeah.
And so once I got out of a relationship with a narcissist, a long, long time ago, I decided, I was like, I just want more sex, but really I wanted better sex.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took myself on a journey to really find out about my body, about pleasure, which we don't really teach about. We teach about the consequences that come along with sex, but not the pleasure, especially for young women.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned about my body, how it worked, had my first orgasm, and from then on I wanted to teach people how to have great sex and experience really true
awesome.
Pleasure.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I mean, it's like one, part of your life that you experienced, and you just thought, I'm going to help others, and I think that's so great, especially with sex, because it's one of the free things in life that we can enjoy, right?
Yes, it's really our birthright, and it's a everyday healthy experience. Even if we're and sex can be with yourself or with another person, it really is about the health benefits.
Mm-hmm.
It is Heart Health Month, and we're here right before Valentine's Day. And one of my favorite statistics is that 3 orgasms a week cut down on heart disease up to 50%, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Not to mention it makes your skin and everything look better.
Yeah.
Less stress, you're happier. We could really have world peace if everybody just had more orgasms.
Right. You should make a banner.
I know. I have a hashtag, Orgasms for Peace.
Oh, there you go. I love it. Well, so what type, I mean, you see clients and you work with people. What types of issues are you seeing women having mostly? Is it the confidence mostly, or is there other things that come along with it?
There's a lot. There's a lot of pain with sex. There's a lot of body shame. The fact that sex is something we haven't learned about, that we don't, as women, take time for ourselves, which is what I'm really excited about these boxes that we're going to talk about today, because it's about getting out of your head even and really enjoying the experience. And we, as women, we don't put ourselves first.
Well, no, we're checking off lists all the time, right? It's like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh, wait, I got to go back and do that. And so
and our brains are very circular, where men are very linear. And so we're thinking about everything else that we should be doing in the room or that we could be doing instead of really just focusing on the pleasure and the experience that we're having.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you tell people then when they come in, and what is your way to get women to get out of their heads then? I mean, is it just by talking, or, I mean, there's got to be methods, I would imagine, that you have.
There's several processes that I use. One, it's figuring out where that block is and the limiting beliefs about ourselves and even the ability to enjoy pleasure. Some women don't even think that they deserve pleasure. And then starting with non-sexual touch and learning how to touch your body, even non-genitally, and see yourself and feel. We wash ourselves and we put our lotion on, but we don't really take time to feel our bodies. And so really just getting back in touch with yourself. And I lead retreats and courses on this, and then do private clients as well.
Yeah. And so it would just be a method of that person kind of checking those things off basically, and then actually starting to really enjoy that process. And then it just becomes more natural, I imagine.
It's about first self-love and building that self-confidence, learning about pleasure, and then how to communicate that to get what your needs are met, to get your needs met if you are in a relationship or in the future when you want to be. We also haven't been taught to have those conversations about this is what I like, this is what I enjoy, these are my limitations.
Well, and a lot of us don't even know, right?
And so that's where you have to have that self-pleasure experience and learn about your body first, because if you don't know about your body, you can't explain what you like. I like to be touched, but do you like to be touched softly or more with more pressure, and teaching people how to communicate with their partner, oh, this is my hand, and take their hand and say, this is the pressure points that I like, and things like that.
And then what I'm thinking is that when you're saying this is it's a part of security as well. Security with yourself, security with the person you're with. And so why do you think, because you've been in this for a while, why do you think we don't talk about sex? Why do you think that we aren't more open about it?
Well, I think that women for many generations have been held back sexually because men know that sex is power and we will take over the world. And so when we take away the ability for women to feel confident and to feel positive and to actually have orgasms and experience those pleasure points, then society's done it in religion and with shame and guilt and family of origin. It happens across all societies, all religions. It's not just one or the other.
Yeah. And so it's just breaking down those barriers, I guess, right? And just really, like you said, just getting comfortable with yourself. That's where it starts. Well, so do you use cannabis? I mean, is cannabis a part of what you recommend to people as well? Because there's so many benefits to cannabis.
There are so many benefits, especially I work with a lot of cancer survivors and menopausal women who have a lot of pain with intercourse or with touch. And so cannabis helps them to relax and to really get in, help to sink into their body and experience new things. And plus, lubes that have cannabis. Foria is in one of these boxes. I've recommended Foria for years.
Okay.
They actually have suppositories too that are really good for women who have deep vaginal pain.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
And
good to know.
help it just relaxes the pelvic floor muscles. If a lot of the clients and students that I have too tight of pelvic floor muscles, and we hold a lot of stress there typically as women, and so we talk a lot about pelvic floor muscles that need to be toned, but a lot of the clients that I see have the hypertonic with the too tight pelvic floor muscles, where then they can't even have anything inserted because it's so painful.
Yeah, and then dealing with cancer patients. I mean, there's so many things that come along with that anyways, or people that are going through some life challenges or illnesses. I mean, that brings a lot of psychological type of things with sex, I would imagine, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, usually the cancers that I'm dealing with in both men and women are body altering, and with our sex organs and our sexuality, whether it's breast or cervical cancer or uterine cancer or prostate cancer or testicular cancer, those are the things that we tend to identify our gender by, and the feminine parts of us and our sacral chakra area of where life force begins.
Yeah, and then it's just that shame that you don't want to feel, getting people to not be ashamed of their bodies and their war wounds, basically, right? So,
I say that our bodies tell a story
Yeah.
of our life, and we need to embrace those because they're like tiger stripes, and every scar, every difference makes us unique, and we have to love that uniqueness and beauty in each of us instead of trying to compare ourselves to a magazine cover or someone in a movie. There's so much beauty that we don't see in ourselves.
Right. And I think it's so great that you're working with people on that level of going deeper. And it's not just, this is just about, having fun, but it is about connecting with yourself and really, truly loving yourself. And that's amazing. So thank you for what you do. So looking at these boxes.
Yes.
What My Jane did was we were creating an experience basically with your partner, or, with yourself. And so what would you tell a client with something like this? Or if somebody came to you and said, oh, hey, Tiffany, I found all these great toys or products. I mean, what do you do at that point?
Well, I look at this box and it pretty much sums up what I recommend. Like one of the first steps is to light a candle and take a bath. You've got bath bombs here. You've got scrubs, and then you've got a massage candle that's coconut based, which is really important because it doesn't disrupt the hormone levels in the body. And so then you have that candle, you can put that massage oil on yourself, and then look in the mirror and actually look at your body and thank it. And thank it for being there for you. And then you've got beautiful jewelry to adorn yourself. And so it really is a perfect self-care box of that. It's love for yourself. I know it's called romance box, but I think that needs to be not necessarily romance with someone else, but romance yourself.
Right, exactly. Because that's where it starts. Like we were just talking about. It's just we always are thinking of that other person, but how can you love someone else if you don't love yourself? Exactly.
I was speaking at a retreat on this past Sunday, and that gave them that protocol to do, and I was so shocked of how many women hadn't looked in a mirror naked at themselves ever, or hadn't really even felt their skin, really to take that time to even feel what their hand on their body feels like.
Yeah, it's just getting us to slow down a little bit sometimes too, right? We
Absolutely.
just get so busy. And that becomes on the back burner, which that should be on the forefront.
And I'm guilty of it. I'd rather sleep 5 more minutes than rub my body lotion in. It's like slap, out the door, know? And so it's just to take time to be like, oh, this is what my skin feels like.
And it doesn't have to be every day.
It doesn't have to be every day, but if you do, I mean, when we touch any part of us, it brings oxytocin to the skin and to our bodies and into our brains, which lifts our mood naturally. And we're so touch depraved in our society with our devices and working from home and not going into offices, and we just don't even hug or and afraid if someone's going to be offended. And so we really have to touch ourselves because we're not getting that touch from other people anymore.
Right. I know, because hugs, I remember reading studies years ago on hugs that it lowers your blood pressure, and it's such a simple thing. Business I used to have, we used to have a hug week, and we would wear a free hug shirt.
So
and
important.
it was that kind of that boundary of, is this okay? And it was in a gym, so we were all sweaty and, but there was something so beautiful about it, just letting that part of yourself go where you're not concerned. And, and that's what you're teaching people too. So.
And it's about consent too, and saying, and teaching people, because that's a whole nother part is that we haven't taught people, like, hey, is it okay if I give you a hug? Are you a hugger? Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that because I'm a hugger, and it doesn't bother me. I actually want hugs. I crave hugs.
But some people don't.
Right.
And we have to appreciate that and say, oh, what is your way to greet someone, or how do you, even if you just hug yourself,
Yeah. Right. And it is finding the ways that we can say that and being okay with speaking those words. Can we talk about the toys?
Yes.
I keep looking at these toys. So these aren't in the box. So explain a little bit. So people that are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see these. But if you're not on YouTube, you should just listen in.
So this is the Jeju bullet, and all of these are available on my Entice Me website, enticeme.com. So what I love about this little bullet is that it has a soft tip, which most bullets are pretty hard, and it has this lovely silicone cover.
Yeah.
And what all the products that we carry at Entice Me are body safe and non-toxic, which is really important because chemicals that have been outlawed in children's toys haven't been outlawed in adult toys.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're putting the most harmful chemicals in the most absorbent parts of our body.
Right.
But how I really love to use this is that it's really connecting because you can use it with this finger attachment.
Okay.
And so it actually makes your fingers vibrate.
Nice.
So you don't have the toy in between your body or in between your bodies. You can actually use your touch.
Oh, yeah.
And so it makes it really a different feeling. It's like transferring the vibrations.
Yeah, and those of you that can't see it, it's like a little
It's
finger. It does. It
Yeah,
looks
it's like a
bullet.
little, it's a
Couple inches long. And
bullet. It looks like a little rocket when you put it on your hand, kind of. And it has, it's purple. It matches the My Jane thing. So that's the Jeju classic bullet. And then this is
Jeju, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't name them, but they're all.
It's a beautiful name.
How
How do you spell it?
Jejue.
Okay.
Joue.
Okay.
And then this is the Lalo Sona Cruz. It's one of our top sellers right now. And instead of it having like a vibration pattern, it has suction.
Oh,
So you would put this clitorally or on the nipples, and it actually suctions on. And then also has sonic technology, so it's going all the way into the body.
Let me feel that. I gotta feel this. Oh wow, it's very gentle.
It's very
But
gentle.
It's strong and gentle at the same.
Yes.
Oh, it's great.
It's
Wow.
very mind-blowing, very quick.
Yeah, I might need to get one of those. So what is that called?
This is the Lalo Sona Cruz.
Lalo Sona Cruz. Okay.
Yes, and I like it because it just fits so nicely in your hand, and
Yeah.
it's really sculptural and beautiful. You could have any of these out, and no one's going to really know what they
no,
are.
It is. It looks like a cool little, sculpture piece.
And then this is the new Aura 3, and what this does is it has a little tongue-type nodule that feels like oral sex.
Oh wow. Okay, you guys. That's nice. It looks like a bracelet
Right.
almost. It looks like a
And it's
bracelet
my
with like
Tiffany
a little
blue color.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
beautiful.
And
And what
then
is that called again?
That's the Lalo Aura 3
Lalo Aura 3, and the other one was a Lalo.
Sona Cruz.
Okay, and it's Lelo. So if
Yes,
you guys
and
are looking
then
for it.
this is.
Oh, a necklace.
I always think of sex toys as an accessory to your love life.
Nice.
Just like a necklace is an accessory to your
Right.
outfit. And this is double duty. So this is
Oh
the
my
Crave
gosh.
Vesper necklace, and it vibrates. So you
my god.
can have it
I
anywhere.
love it. I love it.
And everything we carry is rechargeable. Most
Very cool.
everything is waterproof. or water resistant as
Okay.
well, and everything comes with at least a 1-year warranty.
And what's the best way to clean your toys?
We have my favorite way is we have an afterglow wipe that's a non-chemical antibacterial wipe that you just wipe them down. Hot water works. You don't want to necessarily use soap because it can leave a residue and irritate the body.
Right. Wow, and this would be a care package right here,
Right?
With the box with the we have the romance box and we have the passion box. The romance box that you're seeing and that we talked about earlier is all CBD products, all hemp CBD, and the passion box is THC, which has the Foria in it that you were talking about, which is a really wonderful lube. And you said they have suppositories as well, which is great. So, wow.
Yeah.
What a fun thing. And this isn't just for Valentine's Day. I mean,
No,
this could
it's
be
every day.
anytime.
We need to love ourselves every day
Right.
and love our partner and appreciate them too, not just one day a year.
Yeah.
That we need to do it all the time and take
Absolutely.
time because our relationships are important.
And orgasm brings peace, right?
Yes. And more abundance and more
Right.
money into your life. It really does, because we vibrate at a higher level and then we attract people who want to be around us and want to pay us for what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's perfect and literally vibrating. So, I mean, why not? What tips can you leave with us today to ensure that we can have better sex? 3 little tips.
3 little tips to have better sex. Make sure you know yourself first.
Okay.
Communicate. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want or to share what you don't like or what. And one of my favorite ways to bring up that in a conversation, I think if you say, it really turns me on when, instead of, I need you to.
Oh, yeah.
And for women, if men say, I really feel connected when, because women like to have the connection.
Right.
And so, I
So
really feel...
men need to say that again.
Men need to say, I really feel connected to you when we do this.
I guess they don't need to say it, but it would be nice, right?
Yeah, but instead of saying, I want you to do this,
Right,
or I
right.
need you to do this, or you should do this, we can...
Because then it's like pointing the finger
right?
instead of owning it, right?
Instead of saying, it really turns me on when,
Right.
or I feel so connected to you when we do this.
Right. Okay, so know yourself.
Know yourself.
Communicate.
And self-pleasure.
Okay.
An orgasm a day keeps the doctor away, is what Mae West said.
Oh, I think we need to leave on that note. Say it again, one more time.
An orgasm a day keeps the doctor away.
Okay, so there you have it, you guys. Thanks, Tiffany, for being
My
here.
pleasure.
That
Thanks
was
for
a fun-
having me, Diane.
Yeah, very informational. And how can they reach you?
You can reach me through my website, enticeme.com,
Okay,
or on all social media, we're at Entice Me Soirees.
Entice Me Soirees. Spell that. ENTICE.
The ESOIREES.
Okay, great. Thank you for being here, Tiffany. It was fun.
Thanks.
So thanks, you guys. What a great show today. Thanks for being here and being a great part of the My Jane community. Please share this podcast with all of your Canna Curious friends and family so people can find My Jane, My Story and feel better. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at My Jane Social. And the quote that I found today is, no matter what a woman looks like, if she's confident, she's sexy. And that's by Paris Hilton.
Absolutely.
So come back next week. We will have Dr. Trin here again talking with us about inflammation in the body and how this can affect our health and create disease in our body. He will tell us how cannabis can play a role. And in 2 weeks, we have our first monthly series show at the Staples office store right here in Santa Ana. So you can go to our website and find the information, but if not, the address is, I know it by heart now, I've written it so much, 3861 Bristol Street in Santa Ana. So we will see you then, and that is at 6 p.m. on the 27th. But we will see you next week. Have a wonderful day. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for tuning in to My Jane, My Story. If you want to learn more, you can join the My Jane community at myjane.com. Get instant access to our Facebook group, Facebook community, educational resources, and updates on My Jane products and special events. And for personal attention right now, you can also pick up the phone and call 833 MyJane2, that's MYJANE2, and speak to your own wellness concierge, because it's time to own your wellness. Be well.